guys, welcome to my Ocean One and Then Some channel. I recently did a 13,000 mile review that if you get the time to check that out, I think most of you will find it hilarious, especially the longtime OGs that have followed Fisker for a long time. But the reason I'm doing this video is we got official news today from Fisker. I actually got a press release. It's very short actually. I'm just going to read it to you, and then I'm going to describe a particular experience that I had recently in my Fisker Ocean that might have been related to this. I really don't know for sure because this is a little unclear to me, but I'm just going to read the press release and then go from there. Fisker, driven by a mission to create the world's most emotional and sustainable electric vehicle, announced today that it has issued 2 voluntary recalls for vehicles in North America and Europe for software-related issues. Fisker is issuing a voluntary safety recall for a total of 11,201 Fisker Oceans across the U.S., Canada, and Europe. All these vehicles' current motor control unit, MCU, and vehicle control unit, VCU, software may cause the vehicle to enter a safe state protection mode, potentially leading to a loss of motor power. All vehicles affected will receive an update to version OS 2.1 of Fisker's vehicle software via over-the-air. Fisker is also issuing a voluntary non-compliance recall for 6,864 Fisker Oceans in the U.S., 281 in Canada, as these vehicles do not currently comply with certain Federal Motor Vehicle safety standards regarding gauges and telltale icons in the cluster display. I think that they were just a little bit too small, if my memory is right. All affected vehicles will receive an update to version 2.1. So I'm looking forward to that, get 2.1, because I still don't have the third part of the 2.0 update. Now, I still have to do the 4-second rule with my fob. I have the first 2 updates, but I do not still have the third. The last I was told is that's on pause. So maybe this recall pushes that on through. Anyway, there's really nothing else here to mention in that. You know, it kind of breaks my heart, though, to look down here and not see Eric Goldstein anymore. Man, such a good guy, and no longer with the company. That's such a shame. It just kind of shows the dire straits that Fisker is in currently. And, you know, you won't find a bigger fan of Fisker than myself. You know, but the sad reality is, you know, Fisker's right here on the brink, and we clearly need a miracle to get through this. Now, what happened to me personally is I was driving the Fisker Ocean, and I had to make a very sharp turn down into a lane. And when I made that sharp turn, I didn't fully make the turn, meaning that I had to back up, you know, to be able to finish the turn. And I would put it in reverse, and I would press on the accelerator, and it wouldn't back up. I did that several times. I mean, I mashed it right to the floor. I changed the modes, actually, and I couldn't get it to do anything. So I'm like, man, this is really weird. So, you know, do I actually have a wheel that's, you know, maybe off? You know, I thought maybe I'd popped a wheel in a ditch or something, you know, just, you know, trying to rule stuff out. So I actually put it in park, and I got out and I looked, and the Ocean was perfectly fine. All 4 wheels were on the ground. I put it in park, I got out, I got back in, I shut the door, I put my seatbelt back on, and I put it back in reverse, and then it backed up perfectly fine. So I'm wondering if maybe I actually experienced what this recall is actually about. I really don't know. Okay, it didn't throw any codes, nothing came up, it just wouldn't back up. You put it in reverse, and it simply would not back up. And I know the Ocean well enough to know that I wasn't doing anything wrong. And what would happen is the automatic hold brake would be holding. And then, of course, you know, you had it in reverse. You press the accelerator, and the automatic hold would release. And, of course, I'm pressing down the accelerator, but instead of it backing up, it would actually roll forward. So then I would have to slam on the brakes to keep me from rolling farther forward. And that actually happened a couple times right in a row. And that's when I eventually got out, you know, and looked to see. So quite possibly, maybe I experienced this. maybe not. It's a little unclear to me, exactly how this would play out, but I wanted to mention that in case any of you others have ever experienced such an issue. Now, I've driven over 13,000 miles, and that's the first and the only time that that's ever happened to me. And I was in a very awkward position because I'd actually driven over a hill, made a turn that went down, and I needed to back up. So anyway, that's the press release, and it looks like all of us are going to be getting 2.1 very soon. So if you're enjoying my content, just subscribe. I am doing a options channel for Rivian because you can't sell calls and puts on Fisker anymore. So if you're interested in that, you might want to check that out. But anyway, guys, I appreciate my audience. I appreciate everybody joining in. And let's just all that hope that Fisker actually survives, okay? Man, nobody would be happier to see this company survive than me because, all of us out there would really like to see Fisker survive, still have a warranty and know that parts would be available and stuff. And right now, it's grim, man. It really is grim. So anyway, let's hope for the best. And thanks for joining in, and until next time.